Hey, what's up? This is Thomas K.R. Stovall, and um, welcome to Amplify Daily. Today, I want to talk to you a little bit about lead generation. I'm sorry, lead qualification. And this is something that I see a lot of people, most people, miss a huge opportunity to take advantage of. It is the probably the most important aspect of what I focus on, which is attraction-based marketing and sales. And for those of y'all who aren't familiar with that, no, I'm not talking about law of attraction. I'm not talking about The Secret or anything like that. What I mean when I say attraction-based marketing in particular is most people, when they focus on marketing, they market in a way that's broad, that's general, and that has people show up to the table saying, okay, you got me here. Now convince me why I should care. Convince me why I should listen to you about your product. That's like general market stuff, and that's not what I do. The appropriate frame for someone when they show up to a meeting with me or show up for a live demo or even a webinar, something where I'm not even there. I want them, by the time they get access to that, they're saying to themselves, oh my goodness, this is the perfect fit for me. Man, I've been waiting for this thing. I sincerely hope that they're going to be willing to take my money. Like, this is the perfect fit. That's the frame that I want people in when they get to the table. And that's the difference between regular marketing and attraction-based marketing. Lead qualification, right at the top of your funnel, is one of the most important aspects of creating an attraction-based marketing and sales experience. I'll talk to you on another day about what the tenets of an attraction-based sales cycle look like. But for now, we're going to stick to attraction-based marketing today, and lead qualification is what I want to show you. So if you've seen any of, I'm going to share my screen. If you've seen any of my sales funnels, then you probably noticed that they all focus on a couple things. One, first party data, which means that I am not relying on pixels and things like that to tell me who my audience is. I am looking for the opportunity right from moment one in every single funnel to get name, phone number, email address, and potentially other qualifying information. In most cases, other qualifying information from my potential customers and clients, because I don't consider someone in my sales cycle until I have qualifying information that allows me to reach out directly to them. So for those of y'all who don't know, for me, the distinction between marketing and sales happens when someone gives you their information. You wearing a t-shirt, you posting on social media, you running an ad, you doing anything out in the world to have somebody say, huh, I want to know more about that. That is marketing. The moment they give you their information and you can follow up with them directly, they have now transitioned into your sales cycle. Okay. So this little moment where you're trying to capture information can be kind of tricky. It can be, it can be a little bit weird. And sometimes folks are scared to meet people right up front with an invitation to give me or give them their information. And for me, the way to do that is usually going to be some sort of quiz or readiness assessment, or if it's an event, it's super simple, but you're never, for the most part, going to see a form from me that only has, like, give me your email address and first name, and then that's it. There's always going to be a little bit of a little bit of context, a little bit more of a narrative that has somebody say, oh, this looks interesting. Yeah, I want to give them my information so I can get this thing. And it's rarely going to be just like, download this free, guide, like that. I'm not looking to do lead magnets like that. I want to do something that's a little bit more qualified. So I'm going to show you 3 examples of this in websites and programs that my company owns and runs or is partnered on. Okay. So starting with my primary, Mindset to Money. So Mindset to Money, for those of y'all who don't know, is a financial education community. And we really provide really regular career professionals, business owners, entrepreneurs with common sense pathways to accelerate their option to retire. Okay. And that's primarily by thinking of how to replace earned income with automated income. It's a different way to think about your money and your retirement one day and your investing and your savings, et cetera. So when you get to mindsettomoney.com, I'm actually going to go back to the first page so you can get a feel for it. Okay, so when you go to mindsettomoney.com, logged out, the page you land on is this right here. And obviously you wouldn't see this. I'm logged into the site. But when you land on the page, the first thing you see is find your biggest financial roadblock, take our free quiz, and then the call to action for this button. And all this, all my pages are always mobile optimized, et cetera, because people are primarily landing on your pages first with mobile. So if you're not having your sites be mobile optimized, you're really missing an opportunity. But we have all of this first call to action. This is above the fold even on mobile, which means before you have to scroll, this call to action meets you right in the face. A good number of people are going to click this right away before even scrolling down because we've given them header, subheader, banner on the page, and then this: make your job optional, replace earned income with automated income, find your biggest financial roadblock, take our free quiz. Okay, that's enough for some people. But if not, going to give them a little bit more, learn about the 6 stages of financial development, retire yourself early. Once you locate which of the 6 stages you're in, it becomes easier to identify which types of tools, resources, programs, business opportunities, investments are and are not a fit for your unique financial goals, given your unique set of current circumstances: time, specialized knowledge, money, network, etc. So take the quiz, identify your single biggest financial roadblock in 5 minutes. So if you're somebody who is interested in getting a handle of your money, right, and you're thinking about your future, you're thinking about accelerating your retirement, there's enough here where you're like, you know what? I'm going to scroll a little bit. There's not much more on the page. There's no distraction with social media icons or anything that I'm going to click on and go out of here. Find your biggest roadblock and financial roadblock in 5 minutes. Am I willing to learn more about this? Not am I willing to complete the quiz, right? The first button on any one of my pages is always going to be learn more. Consideration precedes commitment. I'm not asking you to commit yet. Are you wanting to learn more? I want a micro commitment. Yeah, I think I want to learn more. Cool. I got the first micro commitment now. Okay. So if I've gotten past this page, I have now qualified myself a little bit that I'm at least, in the ballpark of being that person who's interested in that thing. Now, on the second page, we're going to be much clearer. Complete your financial autonomy quiz. This is a direct invitation to complete the quiz. Now we've got a video on the page. This video is 60 seconds. It says mostly this stuff right here with a little bit more nuance and context. And so this gives me a little bit more detail that has me saying, all right, what do I want to find out here? Which of the 6 rings I'm in, the 6 stages of financial development. Okay, yeah, I'm actually willing to do this. I've already been told I'm going to get financial clarity in 5 minutes. I've already been told I'm going to find my biggest financial roadblock. Now it's clear I'm going to also get which of the 6 stages of financial development I'm in. I'm not sure what that is, but if I'm interested in my money and I have been compelled so far, maybe I keep going. And it looks pretty clean and professional. Yeah, let me dive into this quiz a little bit, right? So this is where we start the quiz funnel. And now we're into the lead qualification. Okay. And most people are afraid to ask deep dive questions right up front. They want to just get people's name and phone number or name and email, and that's it. And then later on down the line, that's when they're going to try to qualify this person and get them to answer more questions. Let me tell you something. The best time to get information from your leads is when they're first entering your funnel because they're still interested. They don't really know what you have to offer yet. And, they want to get in and see. And so if you've got something that is compelling, it can't just be generic. If it is really compelling and they're interested and they're an appropriate fit in the first place, you can get more information before they get deep down in your funnel. It's much harder later to get them to give you qualifying information. So what I want to do is get that information right up front. Does it create a little bit more friction inside of your top of the funnel, your process? Absolutely, it does. Absolutely, it does. And everybody's afraid of friction. Everybody wants things to be so easy, and you're going to miss out on people coming in. So what? I want to miss out on some people. I want the people who are willing to jump through a few hoops because this looks like it is for them and exactly for them. Those are the people I'm looking to talk to. I'm not looking to talk to everybody. I'm looking to talk to a qualified group of people. I sell through a very little known psychological principle that you will not see much about online, but literally my entire attraction-based marketing and sales framework is built on the back of it. It's called cognitive disfluency. I'll go into that on a different call, different training. But what it means, bottom line, is that we've been taught to believe that easy is good, that easy is best when you're marketing and selling, that you want to make every step as easy and as frictionless as possible if you want to do the best in business. And in reality, that is not totally true. The brain remembers things that it has to work a little bit harder for. Okay, when you actually have people jump through a few hoops, now you got to do a good job setting context. It's got to be worth it for them to jump through because otherwise they'll ignore you. But when you have appropriate context, a compelling invitation, and people have to go through a few hoops to qualify, it actually has them place a higher value on your thing, your invitation, offer, or request than everybody else because yours stands out like a sore thumb. Nobody makes them give them any information. Nobody, makes them jump through hoops. Everybody wants to sell them something right away. Nobody says, I don't know if I'm going to let you in. I don't know if you're a good fit. No, I'm not willing to take your money right now. Nobody does that. And so when you do, you stand out like a sore thumb and people assign a higher value to the process. So I'm going to walk you through how my forms work. Anytime I'm doing a quiz of any sort, I always spend a good amount of time making it qualified. You're never going to see just one page with a bunch of long questions on it. It's always going to be question by question. And when you answer the one, then the next one pops up, and it's usually going to be categorized page by page so that it's easy to move through. And even on mobile, this is a quiz that moves quickly. On the back end of this quiz is super long. There's a lot of detail because all of these are dynamic questions and answers. When you get down into these, they're all dynamic. They're all different things that pop up because I'm asking qualified, layered questions. These are rich data points that I'm capturing. But for the person going through it, because of the way it's laid out, it doesn't take long to go through it, but it takes a ton of time to build this out properly on the front end. But the user experience going through it is very simple. So how would I describe my monthly income? Generate some surplus. If you had an emergency, how much cash you have aside? 3 months or more bills and savings. The credit, let's say it's incredibles. Which of these statements below best describes your current financial position? Check to check bills not always paid. And then there's follow-up, survival income, insufficient income. I'm already training them, right? I'm training them in our language, and I'm training them in how to think about their money. All of these are very intentional. Bills consistently paid, little to money left over. But inside of that, stable income, unstable income. What I'm finding out is these 6 buckets right here, what they don't know it is this single question. This single question defines which of the 6 rings that they're in. They're either in ring 1, survival mode, ring 2, financial stability, ring 3, financial flexibility, ring 4, financial independence, ring 5, financial autonomy, or ring 6, generational wealth. Excuse me. So as they're going through this, what I'm capturing here are the little nuanced pieces of information that allow me to segment them as soon as they go through this quiz and start delivering context-specific follow-up emails, invitations, offers that are appropriate for them that speak exactly to where they're at in their current financial journey. We don't have to send them stuff that's not a fit. We're not making invitations that are not aligned. We're able to communicate exactly what they need, and it's a very personal experience, and it speeds up, it accelerates the sales cycle when you do this. Okay, so I'm going to show y'all a few more of these, but you can see that there's a lot of time that has gone into thinking through the psychology of this person. Even I'm training people on our philosophy as they're going through this quiz. So this one, for example, in Ring 4, our requirement for somebody to be in Ring 4 financial independence is that more than 50% of their monthly household expenses are being covered by automated income. So they don't know what automated income is yet. Most people are going to assume that real estate, like passive real estate investment income, which is actually active passive income, not passive passive. Automated is passive passive. Most people have no distinction between active and passive income. And so we're going to let them assume first that if they have a lot of real estate, that most of their expenses are being covered by automated incomes. They think that active passive from the real estate investment is the same as passive passive. They don't even know about the two. But as soon as they do that, then this pops up now. Please read this below. In Mindsets of Money, automated income is generated from royalties, pensions, trusts, settlement payouts, government subsidies, and other similar to automated monthly payouts, or is income generated from assets or businesses you own or control that require less than 1 hour of your time per month to manage people or process. So we're defining automated income. It is less than 1 hour of your time per month to manage people or process, or it's one of these other sources. And we're going to make them actually say, okay, if I'm selecting Ring 4, I understand that active passive income from things like real estate investment do not count as automated income in this framework. Oh man, I thought that I was in there. I have a lot of real estate. I'm not counting real estate investment income or any other active passive income sources in the automated income calculation. I'm using to qualify myself as being in Ring 4. Wow. So if I'm a high net worth person, a high income earner, and I've got a ton of real estate, but I don't have any automated income generate based on how we've defined automated income, I know that I don't have any automated income generating assets or businesses that I spend less than 1 hour a month of my time to manage. I now I'm going to go back up here and say, well, man, I guess I'm in this one, generating surplus, income far exceeds expenses. And now they're going to pay attention. They're going to see, oh, I spend a considerable amount of time and energy focused on creating passive income streams through vehicles such as real estate. Oh, I guess I'm in this one. Okay. Like, boom. This is the moment that I have now broken their frame. I have now broken their frame. Instead of me trying to explain, but on a sales call sometime down the line, I've had them naturally go through the progression of assuming they were in one place and having my form, having my assessment here, my quiz actually break their frame. And now all of their assumptions about where they were financially have now evaporated. They thought that because they were a high income earner, and they were investing in a lot of real estate, they assumed that they would be further down the track, but they've now found out that they have pretty much no automated income, and I've created a problem for them where there was none. There was no problem for them not having automated income. They didn't even know what automated income was. They were focused on passive income. Now I've inserted this problem called I have 0% of my income is automated income. And I got to assume now that I should be having automated income, because if there are 6 rings on this financial journey, I'm now only in ring 3. Now I'm possibly interested in this thing called Mindsets of Money now, because I've never heard of this. I thought I was way further along. And this is why lead qualification is so valuable, because not only can you qualify your lead, but you can also train your lead on your framework simultaneously. But that also means you need to have a defined framework. Okay. And as they go through our quiz, we're actually training them on our framework. So when they go section to section, we actually now give a little bit more detail. All income and revenue is not created equal. Time is our most important asset. We're seeding the fact that mindsets of money, the reason we focus on automated income is because we want people to understand you can make as much money as you want to, but if you don't have your time, then you do not have any sort of true freedom. It's about time freedom. So the way that you make your money actually matters. All income and revenue is not created equal. Passive investment income. Now we're going to define it for them. Passive, process and people are completely managed by third parties. Active passive requires ongoing time managing people and process. We are creating a problem for them where they didn't know that there was one. They were fine with active passive income. Now they see there's this other level that they don't have, and they now want it. Recurring business revenue. We're also going to introduce this because in our model, it's not just about passive income. It also works if you have business revenue that is being generated in an automated way because you set up systems in place that it's a simple, unsophisticated business that doesn't require your time. It's all about the time. So passive recurring revenue, processing people completely managed by third parties. So you got a business, you own it, it's making money, but you don't have to run that thing. Other people are managing this thing. Or active recurring revenue requires ongoing time managing people in process. And be clear, there's nothing wrong with any of these types of income or revenue. There's nothing wrong with them. But two types give you 100% for the most part of your time and the money. And the other two still require some of your time. Okay. I'm going to keep going through this so y'all can see the psychology that's kind of built into this. Now, 12-month financial goals. If becoming a Mindset to Money member helped me to blank inside of the next 12 months, I could absolutely see myself becoming a member. Okay. So I am seeding, I'm anchoring their desire to be a member here. But what are these things? Budgeting. Show me how to use a budget and effectively manage my money. Yeah, that would be valuable. Cash. Show me how to generate an extra 1,000 to 1,500 per month in recession-proof income in less than 30 days. Yeah, that would be valuable. Personal credit. Showed me how to use artificial intelligence to repair and optimize my credit. Yep, that would be valuable. Business funding. Showed me how to leverage a 680 credit score and a clean, optimized credit profile to access up to 100K business funding in 90 days. Yes, I'll take that. Business building. Showed me how to start a home-based business that generates 4 to 5 figures of recession-proof income per month inside of 12 to 18 months to supplement or replace my full-time job. Yes, please. I'll take one of those. Business buying. Showed me how to buy an automated revenue stream by purchasing, not building an unsophisticated, simple online business. Yes. This is really interesting. Investing. Gave me an exact list of questions to ask and things to consider before making any new investment or business deal. That would be valuable. Retirement. Showed me how to replace my earned income with automated income or to retire myself in 5 years or less. Yeah, wow, this is all interesting. What am I doing here? What am I doing? I am seeding the fact that we have a non-traditional approach to income and savings and investments and retirement just based on the titles of these things alone. So I'm seeding the information they're going to learn. I'm seeding that this is non-traditional education. And you know what else? Each one of these line items is a direct one-to-one match with the master classes that we offer. So not only have I found out which stage they're in their financial journey, I've also found out exactly which masterclass topics they have an interest in. So what do I get to do the moment they submit this form? I get to follow up with invitations that are a perfect fit for the masterclasses that they already have told me right here that they're interested in. So this is why when I'm trying to tell y'all that that when you set up an attraction-based marketing and sales cycle, when you use quality lead qualification mechanisms like this is why it accelerates your sales cycle, because people literally are telling you exactly what they want and need, not in general. Literally, I want this. Cool, let me give you that. As soon as you submit this thing, I know exactly what you need. And this is something that lives on every one of our forums. People are using third-party tools to try to figure out where did folks find out about them, where they originate from. Ask people, ask these folks where they came from. Why are you so afraid to just ask people? Oh, if the form is too long, they won't submit. You know, people, if they're interested, if you got a quality offer, if you've got a brand that looks good, if you're making invitations to your exact ideal customer, they are going to want to fill out the form. They want what you got. Don't be afraid to ask them where they came from. So I ask people, how did you hear about Mindset to Money? Are you a current Mindset to Money member? Was it word of mouth? If it was word of mouth, was a friend, colleague, family member, tell us. You know, if you were referred by a Mindset to Money member, I'm going to ask you who. What was your relationship to the person who shared with Mindset to Money? Was it a past attendee at a masterclass or training? Did you find out from a Mindset to Money email or newsletter? Was it from an email list? If it was, what email list was it? You know, tell us about it. Did you find out from YouTube? What keywords were you searching on YouTube? Did you find out on Facebook? If it was on Facebook, okay, cool. Was it a Facebook connection that posted? Was it on somebody directly shared it with you? Did you happen to see it on their news feed? Did you see a Facebook ad? Was it on LinkedIn? You know, company page, somebody shared it with you. Instagram, Eventbrite. What keywords were you searching? Twitter, TikTok. I am not afraid to ask people exactly how they found out about me. And if y'all think that because you ask this stuff, that now people won't give you their information, that is not true. 18% conversion on these forms. And this is over thousands of people who viewed it. Okay, and I can show them, we'll show you this other one for Property Preservation Mastery, which is one of our other programs. This is a form that, excuse me, you see the level of detail here? There are 10 steps in this form, 10 steps in this form, and I'm going to show you how deep dive these questions are in this property preservation readiness assessment. Okay, these are people who are coming who are looking to change their lives, people. They're looking to change their lives. They don't mind giving you some information if they're serious. Stop marketing to any and everybody, hoping to fill up your funnel with as wide as you can go. And maybe, just maybe, you'll find somebody who actually wants your stuff. Stop marketing to random people. Market to the people who want your stuff, and they will give you valuable information. So we're going to ask them everything we need to know to tell them point blank, is this offer a good fit for them or not? We're going to tell you if it's not. I focus on ethical sales. If somebody doesn't have the time, the mindset, the money, I am not making them that invitation or offer. I want to sell someone who's going to benefit. I don't want everybody's money, which means I need to ask you some questions before I make you an offer. So, time flexibility during the workday. You know, do you have time flexibility? Yes. No, I'm going to need you to tell me more about that, because I need to know whether or not I should say no to you. If you tell me you don't know, you're going to need to tell me more about that. Yes, cool. Let's keep it moving. Real estate background. Do you have a background in real estate? No. Do you have experience managing contractors? No. Well, I'm going to need to let you know that managing contractors is a key part of you being successful in property preservation. So if you don't already know how to manage contractors, how would you be approaching learning? Because we're not going to we're going to cover the basics, but you need to have some sort of understanding of working with contractors. So, like, all of these things again are qualified. Do you have a background in real estate? Cool. Tell us what it was. Why? So that we can know, as we get thousands of responses, which category of real estate professional is most attracted to property preservation. I'm not afraid to ask people these questions. And when you do, you get rich answers that then guide and tighten up your marketing and sales from that point forward. Were you already familiar with property preservation before coming across the program? No. Okay. Well, why are you interested now? If yes, have you tried and tried to launch and failed in the past? Yes. Why didn't it work? No. Cool. Have you thought about launching a property preservation business for years or months, but just never done it? No. Why are you interested now? Yes. What happened? I'm just gonna ask the questions, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all I am going to ask the questions. I'm not going to sit behind the bushes and try to follow people with Facebook pixels and hope that one day, someday, I can figure out what the buying motivations were. I'm going to ask you what your buying motivations are. Why don't people just ask these questions? Folks will give you the answers. Available resources. I want to know your time. I know that in order for somebody to be successful, they need to be part-time 11 to 20 hours a week or full-time 21 and up hours a week. That's what you need in order to be successful in the business. So if somebody says 1 to 10, it's not going to work. $2,000 is a hard cost. Do you understand that? Yes. Do you have it? I'm not afraid to ask if you have the money. Why should I be? Do you have disposable income? No. Yes. Cool. If yes, our program is 2,500. Do you have the 2,500 on top of the 2,000? Yes. No. If you decided that you wanted the course right now, do you have the money? Yes. No. Just tell me. Because if you say no, cool. I'm gonna recommend our half-day summit, which is $497 and can get you out the gate, but you're not gonna get the full course. If you do have the money, cool. We can talk about the full course. But why don't I ask you if you've got the money? That would make sense for me to know before I would spend a bunch of time trying to market to you. You tell me you right up front you don't have the money. Computer proficiency. I know that you need to be at least a 3 or better on all these aspects around working with the internet, around PDFs, Excel, Word. You need to be a 3 or better on all of these if you're going to be able to manage this business. So why wouldn't I ask you up front? Why aren't y'all asking people up front to qualify themselves before you go and sell them stuff that they're then going to have no success with, and then do a chargeback and a refund and ruin your merchant accounts later? Why don't y'all ask right up front and save yourself and these people some time when they're not a fit? And again, how did you find out about property preservation? I'm gonna ask you right up front. Okay. And if y'all saw how detailed that form was, we have had close to 7,000 people fill out that form, 20% conversion rate. Don't tell me that you can't ask people these deep dive questions and they won't give you answers. But you have to have something that they're actually interested in. And on the front end, you need to be marketing and making ads, sending ads out to people who are actually interested in the stuff in the first place, which means you need to understand who your customer avatar is and not just be going wide to the market. All right. So now I'm gonna go back to this mindset to money form. And let me keep going because I want to show y'all something cool here that I do. This isn't something I've told a lot of people about, but I'm going to show y'all this today. What are your preferred social networks? I have never seen another person put this on their forms ever. But what happens? Oh, I prefer Instagram. Cool. Optional. If you'd like for Mindset to Money to tag you in Instagram images of you and/or images of events you've attended, please input your Instagram handle. Well, yeah, cool. Let me go ahead and put that in here. At Thomas K.R. Stovall. Do you know how many people? Do you know how many people give us their social handles? And this is just them filling out the form. Guess what we get to do when we make posts on social media now? We get to tag people. We get to tag people and create instant momentum with folks because we've now, from our audience, we've got tags. So we can rotate through people who we tag on our social media posts and get instant organic engagement. I'm trying to tell y'all. When you lead qualify and when you actually ask the questions, you just put yourself in such a better position because you got all this rich data. And so at the end of it, we give them a quick intro, about the 6 stages before we tell them which stage that they're actually in. Your results are in. You're in ring 3, financial flexibility. We don't even ask for their information until they've gone through this entire process. We don't want your email address up front. We want to deliver value first. We want to have you go through that whole process, see the level of detail, understand how much care was put into this form, understand new things about your investments, your savings, have your frame broken on how you're thinking about your finances. And when you get to the back, then we're going to tell you, here's what ring you're in, here's what it means, and where should we send your results? We're not even asking for information until we've delivered value. And after they submit this, Then they get the financial autonomy report via email. They get invited to a 14-day, we call a secret membership, where they get full access to our membership dashboard. And now they're coming in hot. They are interested, they're engaged, because this has been a process uncommon. This is not like something they've been through before, because everybody else is going to just say, hey, give us your name and your email, and we'll give you this free downloadable guide to blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody taking the time to qualify them like this. So when they see this, they're like, man, this is a serious organization. I'm actually excited to learn more about this. People don't mind jumping through hoops if it's worth it. Be a worthwhile interruption to somebody's day. And the last one I'm going to show you, those were two more extensive lead qualification forms. This is a partner of mine. It's more recent. It's a couple guys who own a clothing brand, and they also have more recently launched a online education program helping other clothing brand owners to accelerate fast. And so this page right here is what I call an access list page. You land here. We're going to put a video here, 60 seconds, but it gives you just a snapshot about the founders of this brand, some social proof. It gives you just a snapshot about the community, who it's for. It's for clothing brand owners who are looking to get to their first $1,000 a month and their $1,000 a day, then scale into 7 figures and beyond. If that's interesting, join our access list and find out about our live and on-demand trainings. Cool, that sounds interesting. So we're going to reiterate again. Are you a clothing brand owner trying to build a national brand? We want to be clear who this is for and who it's not. It's not for people in general. It's for clothing brand owners trying to build a national brand. Want access to the step-by-step frameworks in our 7-figure growth path? I'm getting them acclimated to our language right away, with the exact actions to take to create your first $1,000 a month, $1,000 a day, $10,000 a month, $10,000 a day, then scaling that to a national brand, 7 figures and beyond. If you're looking for free, you're in the wrong place. Head over to our YouTube channel. We've got over 200 free videos that you can access. Guess what we're doing here? We are taking care of the trolls. We're going to say, how come you're making so much money? It's a $15 million brand. How come everything's not free? Head over to free. We got 200 videos for you. Knock yourself out. Go build a brand on your own. We've given you plenty of resources. However, if you're the person who wants a community around you, you want direct access to mentors who've built an 8-figure, $15 million brand, if you're ready for paid to accelerate, then go ahead and fill this out. So we are qualifying people mentally right here. We are having them be clear. If you jump on this list, that means you're ready to buy something. This is a psychological step here. So this is a line in the sand. So let's go ahead and drop our email address in. TKRS, thomaskrstoval.com. Thomas Stovall. And again, notice that all these forms are dynamic, where I don't want too much in the visual view, in the visual frame right away. All I want is one field at a time for the most part. I put in my email, then the name pops up. Put in the name, then the phone number pops up. Phone number, always make sure that when you put in phone numbers, you have this checkbox here to stay compliant. You got to have the double opt-in that says, yes, even though they're giving you a number, they got to check a box that says they want to receive further communication from you. Always cover these bases, and always have a phone number option. People will give you their phone number consistently, but you got to make it optional. I always ask for city and state. Always, always, always. Why? I want to know what region of the country that people who are interested in my offers are in. I want to know if I ever decide to do live events, stuff like that. I want to know where I should go first. And all of this data people will give you freely. And here is the last step. What am I going to do? I'm going to qualify. I want to segment right away. Y'all, I can't tell you how important it is. When you have these quizzes, readiness assessments right up front, qualify your audience, find out which of the segments that they're in for your customer avatars, so you know exactly what to follow up with them with. Well, like what invitations, offers, requests to make. But this also, again, means that you need to have defined what the milestones are on your customer ascension journey. You need to have defined exactly who your ideal customer avatar is and what their characteristics are, what their biggest roadblocks are at each milestone, what the predictable solutions are at each milestone to get to the next milestone. Your programs should map directly onto those predictable roadblocks at those milestones to make their ascension journey natural. This is how you market and sell inside of an attraction-based frame. So these are the 5 milestones for this business. It's what we call create your vision, meaning they haven't hit their first $1,000 month. Number 2 is focus your vision. They've had $1,000 month, but they haven't hit their first 2,500. Activate your vision. They've made more than 2,500, but they haven't hit their first 10 grand. Grow your vision. They've made 10 grand, but they haven't hit 10 grand 3 months in a row. And expand your vision. They've hit 10 grand 3 months in a row, but revenue is still predictable. It's 30, then it's 50, then it's 20, then it's 40. They haven't made it to that $100,000 a month predictably every single month. So once they're here, we now can serve them up. We can serve them up what I call milestone focus pages. Because again, they're segmented now. Notice this one is create. There's one for focus. There's one for activate. There's one for grow. There's one for expand for each of those 5 milestones. And these pages, I'm still editing these. But as you see, when you get to this page, all these will be videos. Quick video up top that's going to give them a 6 or 7 minute overview of everything that's on the page. So if they never scroll down, they're going to get everything that's on the page. But if they scroll down, we start with what's most important. Number 1, we need social proof of the founders. They're running a $15 million brand. So they are qualified to teach you about building your clothing brand. Number 2, now about their online education brand. Their students, no longer about them. Their students have done over $1 million in revenue in 2023. This is their story. This is their customer story. And so if you want to be a customer of theirs in their business, we're going to quantify the exact outcomes that these students have created because you would be one of them. You need to know by the numbers, social proof, evidence. Don't tell me how great you are. Show me the numbers. Then we're going to introduce our 7-figure growth path milestones. We want to introduce the framework so that they know where they're at on their journey. Okay, same as we have the 6 rings in Mindset to Money, ring 3, ring 2. We want people to be able to articulate in our language where they're at on our journey. So now they're indoctrinated into our thinking, and we get to then tell them, now that you've accepted where you're at in our framework, here are the predictable roadblocks and the solutions. And I can tell you, but knowing makes no difference. You need our program to be able to implement the solution. This is how you accelerate the sales cycle. Scrolling down, milestone ready versus mindset ready. We're going to seed. Sometimes you might be ready to ascend to the next program milestone wise, but your mindset hasn't caught up yet. You're still afraid. You're still in scarcity thinking. When I tell you before you get to the milestone how you're going to feel once you're there, and then you feel it, now I have your trust. And now you can be afraid and move forward anyway. But if I wait until you're there and then try to talk to you about, being willing to jump off the cliff, that's a little too scary. But if I'm the guru, right? If I'm the person who knows, if I'm the expert, I know how you're going to feel before you feel it. And if I can communicate that to you clearly, hey, here's what's going to happen when you go from 1,000 to 2,500 and you start chasing that next milestone. Here's what you're going to be missing. And here's how you're going to feel. Here's when you're going to be afraid. And here's what you're going to need to do next. Or you're going to be stuck for months, maybe years. Now you're willing to trust. So I hope this was valuable for y'all. This is next to the customer avatar work. Understanding how to qualify your leads properly is probably the most important aspect of being able to accelerate your sales cycle, because you can both qualify and train your customers at the exact same time. And the the treasure trove of data that you get when you have a really well done quiz or readiness assessment, even event registration page, is just invaluable. Okay, so it's crazy that the two biggest parts of what can accelerate your sales cycle, which are understanding your customer avatar and doing a really good job with qualifying your leads through a format like this, are generally areas where even the most seasoned entrepreneurs, they're just really, really bad at it because nobody talks about it. Everybody is afraid to go narrow, to be specific, to ask these detailed questions because they think that nobody wants to answer. If you have a great offer and you have great framing and you are talking to the right person, you've taken the time to understand who your audience is, they will give you information, detailed information, because they want what you have. With that said, I will talk to y'all tomorrow. Amplify Daily. Y'all take care.